Hey everybody, Nick Toomey here with Toomey Homes, and if no one has said it yet, Happy New Year. I know we're like 14 days into the year or something, so I'm sure you've probably had like 100 people tell you that. But hey, let's get into, should you buy a house in 2025? This has been the question, let's talk about it. First, let's look back at 2024 and see what key components were happening there, and that will help us look forward to 2025. 2024, what was happening? We had an election, we had multiple wars happening, we had assassination attempts. There was a lot of stuff happening in the year 2024. And amidst all of that chaos, the real estate market stayed pretty dang stable. If we're looking at the interest rates of 2024, they hovered from 6 to 7.5% most of the year. The last few years, you could say, have been quite sluggish in the real estate market. And what I mean by that is the market isn't taking off, but it's also not going down. In 2024, we saw a price increase year over year of about 3% growth. Not incredibly impressive, but definitely better than going down. So that makes us all wonder, what's going to happen in 2025? President Trump is coming into office in just a few days from now. And there's a lot of things that he stood on and what he hopes to do. And one of those things is to really get control of government spending and the national debt. If you guys know a little bit about how interest rates work, it's based off of investors feeling like they should buy into America or not. With President Trump coming into office in just a few days, there's a lot of things that he said that he was hoping to do. We'll see if he follows through with that or not, but one of the big things that he said he hopes to do is to get control of government spending. And the thing that Elon Musk and Ramaswamy said they're doing is the Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE. If this is true and they start cutting spending and they really get serious about getting down the national debt, there's going to be investors that are going to see that and say, oh wow, they're actually serious about getting control of their debt, and they're going to start buying back in. They're going to buy in onto bonds and things like that. And if that happens, we're going to see interest rates coming down. That should happen. So we'll see if that happens, how long it takes to happen, if the plan actually works. However, that is the hope. Now, are you going to see interest rates that are going to go down back to 3% levels? Absolutely not. Don't get your hopes set up. We're still probably going to see interest rates in the 6 to 7s. Maybe it will come down 1%. My prediction, if percentages even come down to that like mid 5 range, you are going to see the floodgates open, and a lot of people who are locked into those 3% interest rates are going to come onto the market, and they're going to be willing to sell that house for 3% to jump into something for 5.5%. Do I think it's going to happen this year? I don't know. I don't think so. But I do think it's worth keeping an eye on. And we also are hearing that there are sideline sellers telling me that there are so many folks who have been waiting and waiting and waiting for the last 2 years in the sluggish market, and people are starting to get used to this new reality that interest rates are going to be around that 6.5 or 6 to 7%. And so they're making the jump because they know this isn't their forever home, and they're just going to bite the bullet and make the move happen. So as far as equity growth in 2025, it'll probably be around what it's been the last few years. It might grow a little bit, but maybe between 3 and 4% equity growth year over year, which is what we've kind of seen the last few years or so. So nice, stable, slow increases, nothing crazy jumping right now. There's no indicators of that, but that's kind of what we're seeing in 2025. So if you're on the sidelines and you're thinking, man, I'm just waiting for that golden opportunity, the reality is equity is built over time. You need to make sure that you buy in at some point, because every year it's getting more and more expensive to buy, and you're not paying off that loan, you're paying somebody else's loan off when you're renting. So happy to help you navigate that conversation. My info is down below. Reach out to me and I'd be happy to set up a consultation with you. Happy New Year. Let's do this 2025. Very excited to get after it with you guys.